I don't know why there seems to be so much contention with black people being a part of the ancient Mediterranean world, but we were there. The experts say this coin was struck during the Second Punic War, when approximately 80,000 Romans were slaughtered in one day. We know the man on this coin is not a slave or a simple commoner due to the reef around his depiction. The ancient Mediterraneans used reefs on their coinage to symbolize a person of power. We live in a time when black people are oppressed, yet we still rise to the occasion and inspire many worldwide. The ancient world was no different. And to the brothers that don't believe that black people that look like us was in North Africa or the ancient Mediterranean world,
eat your pickle chin now, boy.
Why do you give up so easily and doubt yourself? It's because the same people that told you that your history started with slavery taught you to hate yourself.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
But today you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Why is it so hard to even consider that the greatest military leader in the world was black? The greatest entertainer the world has ever seen was black. The greatest athletes are black men and black women. The wealthiest man in history was a black man. Although school books depict Mansa Musa as being a white man,
About to get your pickle chin now.
he was actually a black West African. Accusing us of blackwashing history seems to be the ultimate projection and deflection. Those who are offended by black history are misinterpreting the meaning of blackwashing. Blackwashing is a stepping stone to increase black representation in the film industry. However, it is not a perfect solution to the issue of black underrepresentation. But whether you like it or not, black people are the oldest people on planet Earth. It has been scientifically confirmed that just 10,000 years ago, everyone was black. This is not an Afrocentric statement, this is science. The modern European did not reach Central Europe until 4,000 years ago. And if farming turned the Anatolian farmers' skin light, then it can be assumed that those Anatolian farmers were black to begin with. We must not look at the ancient world from a modern stereotypical lens. In Hannibal's time, black people were not victims to the slave trade. Black people are gods by nature. And we are talking about a time when there was no superior weaponry keeping the black man from ruling in his divine order. At best, this coin proves that the ancient Mediterranean world had multiracial societies. If not, then why would this Etruscan coin depict someone with tropical African features? Looking at this, there's fair reason to question what Hannibal looked like. North Africa has been a blend of Africoid and black Caucasoids for at least 15,000 years. There is also a Carthage Indian artifacts that point to a blended people group. According to the Eurocentric, this coin is the true depiction of Hannibal. Yet I question the integrity of anyone that says this is Hannibal because they are deliberately ignoring the several online sources that say this is not Hannibal but a depiction of Hercules.
About to get your pickle chin now, boy.
Apparently, Hannibal had a liking for Greek gods and had one depicted on his coinage. We know that Hannibal is not Greek, but having a Greek god on your coinage is equivalent to a kid who has a liking for Superman, and when he looks into the mirror, he sees himself as Superman. The elephants on the black Hannibal coin is said to be from India, but could very well be Africans. Why would Africans not use African elephants when they were in abundance in Africa? The Loxodontis cyclotis is extinct in North Africa, but is very much alive in Central Africa. The elephants depicted on the coin is definitely of the Loxodontis family. They could either be L. cyclotis or the other African species L. africanus, the bush elephant, which is more common of the two species. North Africa at the time of Carthage was filled with all types of animals now extinct, from elephants, lions, and giraffes. Just read the November through December issue of Strategy Tactics magazine about the Battle of Pindar. In 168 BC, a battle was fought between Rome and Macedonia, which Rome won. The Roman forces included a number of elephants who were highly successful against the light infantry of the Macedonian forces. The article does not say what kind of elephants they were, but I suspect they were likely African, just like those of Carthage, since Rome now controlled pretty much all of North Africa. Another deflection tactic haters of black history like to use is that Hannibal was Phoenician, therefore could not have been black. Biblically speaking, people known as the Phoenicians were descendants of Canaan, and Canaanites were the descendants of Ham. According to biblical writers, Ham was the progenitor of the black African nations. We can confirm that the Carthaginians were Hamitic people because they worshiped the Canaanite deity Baal. Yet they have been mysteriously transferred over into the status of being Semitic rather than Hamitic, even though the very history reveals a Hamitic connection. Men have broken their bond and placed them in a family tree that they do not truly belong to. This is what they do to ancient black nations that gave great contributions to humanity. We can do better than that. In 1990, a Phoenician skull was discovered in Israel, which was confirmed to be the skull of a black man, and this was confirmed at a high probability. So your days of saying that black people weren't in the Middle East has come to an end. The Middle East is right next to Africa, and there was no superior weaponry to keep the black race from living in this divine order. Furthermore, in 2005, in the scientific paper called The Presence of Individuals in the Punic Population of the Island of Ibiza, Spain, anthropologist Nicholas Marquis Grant confirmed that several Punic individuals were sub-Saharan African in origin. And I quote, "Migrations, whether primarily from mainland Spain as well as North and Sub-Saharan Africa, seems to be the scenario for most of the Ibiza archaeological past, as documented not only through biology but also the material culture." He went on to say, "The Carthage Indian samples has more of a tendency towards black Africans than white Berbers. In addition to the Carthage Indian samples having more of a tendency to black Africans than white Berbers, decades before Nicholas Marquis came to that conclusion, French historian and archaeologist Stephen Giselle also concluded that the Semitic type, characterized by a round face and thin aquiline nose, has not been found in Carthage." Furthermore, Swiss anthropologist Eugene Plutarch concluded that the skulls found in a Carthage cemetery in Italy presented Negroid features. These are not Afrocentric statements. These are actual anthropologists and archaeologists coming to these conclusions on a consistent basis. So when you see Hannibal on Netflix being played by a black man, it's because it's been scientifically proven that he should play Hannibal. Haters gonna hate, but this coin is connected to Hannibal's invasion, and whoever this is on this coin must have been badass.